Good afternoon and welcome. Please remain standing for the playing of our national anthem. Good afternoon and welcome to Attleboro High School's 131st graduation ceremony. I'm Carol Martin, the principal of Attleboro High School. This is a very special day for myself, for the graduating class of 2000, and for all of you that have chosen to be with us this afternoon. Welcome our superintendent, assistant superintendents, school committee members, city officials, administrators, teachers, parents, relatives, and friends of the members of the class of 2000. The journey to this day began for each graduate when their first teacher met them at the classroom door. A partnership was formed between school and home, which enjoined those individuals who would influence your life. Some tears were shed then, as I'm sure there will be tears shed today, both for joy and sadness. We come together today to celebrate your journey and acknowledge the individuals who touched your life. This celebration is not only for our graduates, but also for their teachers, parents, relatives, and friends. From building blocks and nursery rhymes to skateboards, Walkmans, cars, novels, calculators, computers, and the internet, each of you have grown. It has been the goal of the Attleboro School to develop lifelong learners, individuals who have discovered, as the British poet Francis Bacon did when he wrote, "Education is not a preparation for life. Education is life itself." I encourage you to continue your journey. Nurture your spirit, engage your mind and body in excellence. For in the words of Ralph Waldo Emerson, what lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. On behalf of the teachers and the administrators of Attleboro High School, Brennan, Coelho, and Wamsutta Middle Schools, Hill Roberts, Hyman Fine, Studley, Thatcher, and Willett Elementary Schools, and the Early Childhood Center, I extend our sincerest congratulations to the first graduation class of the new millennium and the class of 2000. Congratulations. It is indeed my pleasure at this time to introduce our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Ronald Pacey.
Thank you. Good afternoon and welcome to the graduation of the class of 2000. I want to be the first to applaud these graduates for their efforts and for representing Attleboro so well. To seniors, at long last, you've made it. Now you are eager to get on with your lives, and this is as it should be, for graduation, far from being an end, is the beginning of all your tomorrows. Over the past several years, you have worked and studied and practiced and played and grown mentally and intellectually, physically, and now you are here, ready to begin your lives in the real adult world. Some of you will be going on to further education. Some of you will be going on to work. Whatever course your future takes, it is my sincere hope that you will look back on these years as having prepared you to meet and deal with the many challenges of life that will present to you. On behalf of the school committee, faculty, and staff of Attleboro Public Schools, I wish each and every one of you the happiness of a productive life, the respect of your fellow human beings, and the love of your family and friends. May the future and the 21st century be yours. The best of luck and congratulations to each of you. Thank you.
In keeping with a long-standing tradition, the class of 2000 dedicated its yearbook to an individual who had an impact on their lives. The AHS Tattletale was dedicated to a teacher of Latin and a creator of genius. It takes a very special person to make an ancient language come alive to the minds of high school students. That individual is Rob Perry. It is with great pleasure that I introduce to you one of Attleboro's finest teachers, who will bring you the faculty welcome, Mr. Robert Perry.
Welcome to the class of 2000. For thousands of years, there have been graduations, and for thousands of years, there have been graduation speeches. Alas, I'm not able to stand here before you today and say anything that hasn't been said 100 times over. I can use the same phrases that I heard every year around this time about reaching for the stars, and that success comes from hard work, and that life isn't always easy, etc., etc. You won't remember. So I'll simply tell you a little story. I was 9 years old when news came that my Cub Scout pack would be holding its annual Pinewood Derby race. My father was excited as I was as we spent several hours in the basement putting the finishing touches on the car that would, in a few weeks, be the champion. Of course, having won, I proudly displayed my first place trophy. It was about as large as I was, but eventually it found its way into the attic with the rest of the trappings of my childhood. When I moved back after college, however, one day I was up in the attic and came upon the old Pinewood Derby trophy. I dusted it off and decided that I would bring it down to my father. Surprisingly, he decided to display the Pinewood Derby trophy in his office. And to this day, it remains there, not so much because it was because of the championship status, but because it represented a time in his life that was very happy. So now you're wondering why I'm telling you this story. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you are our trophies. Your parents and teachers are here today not only to gaze upon you as the trophies of your own success, but of our success. Enjoy this important and special time in your lives as it is your accomplishment, but be certain to take the time to thank and share this event with the people who have helped you through. And like the trophy that was taken out of the attic, we, your teachers, expect that you too will dust yourselves off in a few years and come back to display yourselves for us so that we'll be reminded of our past success and so that we may revel in the job that we have done in helping you through this journey we call education. You might not realize it, but you personally are a very important part of the lives of many people here. You have made us proud. Continue to do so. I've been told that I cannot get away without a Latin phrase, so I will translate this. This is the phrase that I write every year in the yearbooks of my graduating seniors. Ludisti satis, edisti satis, atque bibisti, tempus abire tibi est. You have played enough, you have eaten enough, and you have had enough to drink. It is now time for you to leave. Multus gratias, thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Perry. As a member of the senior class, our next speaker earned the academic standing of Salutatorian. In doing so, Evan Silberhorn demonstrated his talents and dedication to excellence. I am pleased to introduce to you the class of 2000 Salutatorian, Mr. Evan Silberhorn.
Friday, Nap LaJoy asked me to go to the beach. I said to myself, Evan, you've got to write this speech. You've got one important lesson to teach, and you can't let the chance slip away. Not today. This is my time to shine and bend your thoughts my way. There's one thing in life that has carried me to the place I now stand. There's one thing in life that makes the teenager the man or the woman. What's this one thing, then, you probably want to know, since graduation is so slow, and we've got parties, you know. This one thing is balance of the mind, body, and soul. Without balance, a person is lopsided. With balance, it's decided, a person's even Steven. First, the mind. Education is such an opportunity. There's so much to find, and intelligence is a must to investigate anything completely. Second, the body. Health is crucial to keep us living top speed. If you dedicate enough time, you can be a hottie, picking up chicks or dudes at ease when in need. Third is the soul, and that's where family and friends come into play. You must have fun and love in life. Often that means partying all day. What I have to say is that I have a lot to be thankful for. Multiply a lot times 2 and then add some more. I thank Mom, Dad, Nicole, John, and Jim for guidance, and of course, money support. Without them, I'd be nothing but a no-good, irritating little wart. I thank my brothers and sisters for patience they have taught. I've learned that, like many things, tolerance cannot be bought. I thank my teachers for the time they've invested in me. With their help, I've opened my mind, and now I fly free. I thank parents, teachers, pastors, and role models for all I've been able to learn. Along with body and soul, my mind has developed in turn. I thank myself for the dedication I've put into lifting weights. Some may say I'm a metalhead, but let me tell you, I feel great. I respect the ideals of the 20th century, which say good health must be kept. Without a healthy body to keep me striving through past endeavors, I would not have cried, I would have wept. I remember the dedication and moral that forged such great health. With these, I have accounted for the body, which is worth more than great wealth. I acknowledge my family and girlfriends who have brought love in my life. With a sturdy soul, I have passed through much strife. Last but certainly not least, I must give shout-outs to all of my friends. They have shown me the virtue of fun in life and the fact that fun never ends. Chad, Joe, Jolene, Kit, Mark, Bezert have shown me long nights at parties, one of the ways that fun works. Wynn, Withers, Whalen, Thompson, Spurrier, and Sweet, Colleen, Quimby, Pimento, Palmer, Felix, I'm so happy we could meet. Alsfeld, Powers, Nunes, Kristen Laguerre, I've known you since I could barely reach my first stair. Paquette, Paul, McGovern, and Langer, to me, all wonderful people, and certainly not strangers. LeBlanc, Layton, Langell, Jakes, Hughes, Honeycutt, along with Hickey, Gope, Gould, and Driscoll, you've shown me what's what. Diaz, Case, and Case, plus one Cameron, Bigsby, Deddy, and you, Burlow, I'm looking forward to today's fun. You've all shown me the balance of fun in this great life. To some, I owe so many shout-outs I'd never exit the mic. A special thanks to Ed Roberts, a teacher, a learner who has been able to stand beside me for 5 years, often lending a helping hand. To all of you, thank you, and I must confess, you've shown me a little partying can be the best to clear up your mind for a test. To all of you, all the world, all people playing some role, don't be a quarter person, a half person, take it to the next level and be a whole. Balance is what brought me to stand here today. Balance is what will take us into the future, showing us the way. Now I thank you for the time and attention you've paid. And before I monopolize the mic, let's get the rest of graduation underway.
Thank you, Evan. And now from the Attleboro High School Band, a performance of Lord of the Dance under the direction of Mr. Peter Glass and conducting for the last time, Senior David Renoni. Thank you, members of our band, David Renoni. Each year, the members of the senior class elect an individual to represent them as their class essayist. Miss Caitlin Driscoll earned that honor, and she will now share with us her thoughts. Caitlin.
Good afternoon, class of 2000, and welcome to all of our friends, family, and faculty here in support of us today. In my experience, I have found that the most valuable lessons are learned when learning is the last thing on our mind. And for some of us, myself included, this idea provides for almost nonstop education. In any event, I had one of these unforeseen learning situations during a 12-hour car ride with my mother en route to visit a college. Since my mom believes that 50 miles per hour is an optimal rate to travel in the high-speed lane on 95, I had plenty of time to check out the bumpers of cars as they swerved rather aggressively in front of our car. On one such occasion, a bumper sticker caught my eye. It read, "What if the hokey pokey is really what it's all about?" I doubt that the driver of this vehicle intended to spur any type of philosophical reaction when he strategically placed this sticker alongside his Peace Frog and Grateful Dead bear. But since I had 11 and a half hours of pure sitting enjoyment, the words of that sticker began to haunt me. First, I sang the song a couple times over in my head. Well, most of it in my head. Until I realized that putting your left hand in and shaking it all about was just not as much fun as it used to be. I began to think about what the "it" was in the last line of the song. The most reasonable answer to this question, and the answer I believe was the intent of both the maker of the bumper sticker and the driver of the vehicle, was life. What if the hokey pokey is really what life's all about? Said in this way, the suggestion becomes so absurd that it is in fact humorous. I know that life is more than a child's song that involves repetitious bodily gyrations. But what if, for the sake of argument and for the sake of this essay, it isn't? What if life and everything that it's supposed to be and everything that it's not supposed to be can be broken down and placed between the lines of that ridiculous song? As I mentioned earlier, the song involves a series of randomly shaken body parts. How, you may ask, can this represent the meaning of life? Shunning the obvious lewd response to this question, the answer lies in mistakes. We as a race are programmed not to succeed in our every venture. Failure due to mistakes is almost unavoidable and completely normal. So you put your left foot into something, a new job, relationship, whatever the case may be. You shake it all about and see what happens. Complete success is entirely possible, but not always likely. The hope lies in the fact that the song is not over yet. Figuratively speaking, each one of us possesses an infinite number of arms and legs to put into life's song. Just remember, while you're busy shaking, keep all of your limbs intact. Surrender nothing of what makes you unique while making these qualities available to others at the same time. One risk in putting a foot in is that somebody might step on it. And when this happens, there are two choices, learning and limping. The learner will feel the initial pain, perhaps understand why he was stepped on, or even realize he put himself under the foot of another, whereas the limper will dwell on it and walk away lamely. In either case, as the song dictates, eventually he will put his left foot out, and the rest of the body will adapt to suit this change. In the midst of all this experimentation, we must not forget the chorus of the song. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. Not only is it important to make changes in your life to create unique situations for unexpected learning experiences, but to have fun doing it. As long as you can generate your own joy in whatever you pursue, be it your education or career, getting up in the morning becomes something to look forward to. Laughing at your own mistakes while learning from them is an asset some lose with age. The ability to maintain this quality is a key to success in all verses of life. At this point, I would like to sincerely ask you to refrain from jumping up and doing the hokey pokey, though I'm sure the spectacle would set some type of record. I would, however, like to suggest the following. Say the song a couple times over in your head and create the version of the hokey pokey that works for you, because that's what it's all about. Thank you.
Thank you, Caitlin. Our chorus, under the direction of Charlotte Tarsi, will now perform Lennon McCartney's In My Life.
I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before. I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life, I love you more. Though I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before. I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life, I love you more.
Thank you, Mrs. Tarsi and the members of the chorus. The pursuit of academic excellence is reflected in the individual who earns the status of valedictorian. Attleboro High School acknowledges this lifelong achievement by engraving the names of the valedictorian and the salutatorian on a plaque that stays in the lobby of the high school. I am pleased to introduce to you the class of 2000 valedictorian, Mr. Jason Quimby.
Good afternoon. A couple of days ago, I was informed that quite a few family members were going to attend my graduation, as was to be expected. That night, I had some difficulty sleeping because I'd probably have to listen to countless stories of the ever-dreaded "when I was your age." No offense, Grandpa. As I recall all the events of the past 4 years, I'm amazed at all that we have experienced and all the possible stories that can develop. The class of 2000 has great athletes. We have had success in football, basketball, gymnastics, and track. We have great inquisitive minds that wonder about every conceivable topic. The most memorable example of this occurred this past year when a fellow student in my English class asked, "Why isn't cannibalism normal?" Only at Attleboro High School could a topic of cannibalism arise in an English class. I can even remember the days of our freshman year. Everyone was astounded at the sheer size of our school. Somehow, we had to manage a way to return to the principal's lobby with that ever-helpful map to find our next class. Everyone still got lost. I even remember myself as a 5-foot-tall freshman with that enormous backpack. When walking in between classes, if I ever turned around, I would knock down everyone within a 4-foot radius. Next year was sophomore year. We thought now there'd be other smaller kids for the upperclassmen to pick on. We were dead wrong. On came junior year, and for some it was the hardest year. Some kids began taking those traumatic SATs, and everyone had to begin thinking of future after high school. It was as if we had to invent our future plan after high school. By the end of the year, we had senioritis as juniors, and our teachers hated us for it. Senior year arrived, and for some, that senioritis carried right on over. Many students had college applications to do. Those who didn't got to make fun of those who did. Before we knew it, April break hit, and we woke up here at graduation. Where did the days go? But before we know it, we won't be saying, where did the days go, but rather, where did the years go? We will have to worry about raising a family, and after all those years have passed, and we have our grandkid to talk to, we will be the ones who will be saying, when I was your age, and we'll have some great stories to tell. Thank you.
Our next speaker has been an exemplary leader. As a senior class president and the president of the Student Council, David Murphy has sought ways to positively affect the lives of all students. The leadership qualities that David has demonstrated have left those of us who had an opportunity to work with him impressed and grateful for his endless contributions. No doubt David will continue in leadership roles throughout his life. And now we'll hear from David as he shares his reflections on his high school experience. Mr. David Murphy.
This morning, as we gather for the final time as the class of 2000, we would be remiss if we were not to remember those who could not be with us today. John Torciello, Brett Roberge, Savin So, and Cindy Rose were members of the class of 2000. Also, Mr. William Dench was a science teacher at AHS for 34 years. Their lives were cut short, but their memory will live on in the hearts of their friends, families, and classmates forever. At this time, would you please rise and join in a moment of silence to honor these individuals who were taken from us much too soon. Thank you. Their memory will remain with us today and all days as we go through life. Through good times and bad times, the class of 2000 was able to count on the administration and faculty of Attleboro High School. However, no two individuals did more to support this class than our class advisors, Mr. Sawyer and Mrs. Rosa. Mrs. Rosa, you have made this senior year a memorable one for the hundreds of students that sit before you today, and on behalf of them, I thank you for making our senior year the success it was. Mr. Sawyer, words cannot express the debt of gratitude this class owes you for your dedication and commitment to the class of 2000 over the past 4 years. We will never forget the lessons you have taught us both as a teacher and as an advisor, and we thank you. Mr. Sawyer and Mrs. Rosa, you are simply the best there is at what you do. Members of the class of 2000, today we come together on this joyous occasion surrounded by the family, friends, and faculty who have guided us to this point in our lives, to join in this tradition of graduating from one time in our lives and commencing another. Very shortly, your name will be called to receive your high school diploma. This diploma is a symbol of the work and commitment that you put forward in completing your education to this point. However, it is also a symbol of a choice that we as a class must make. Today we come to a turning point in the journey that is our lives. We stand united, not only as a class, but as a generation born in a century that was not our own, a generation forged with the responsibility of adapting to a changing society, and a generation faced with the task of building a new world. What kind of a world will we build? What kind of a century will we forge? Will it be a time of peace, tolerance, and acceptance? Or will our primal fears and reservations about that which is different from ourselves consume our generation as it has so many of our predecessors and engulf us into a time of ultimate hazards? If you doubt the importance of this monumental task laid before us today, ask yourself but one question. When our children graduate from high school, what kind of a world do you want them to enter? I believe it can be a much better one than the one we inherit today. I believe we can build a world where no member of a community is judged by race, religion, or gender. I believe in a world without AIDS, without school shootings, and without biases against other people because they live beyond imaginary lines we call borders. I believe in a world where no one is judged by which cafeteria floor they eat on, a world in which the kind of clothes you wear is trivial, and in a world where there are no labels for those involved in sports, music, or any other activity. I believe in a world where teachers are appreciated, where friends are told how much they really mean to each other, and where parents are told how much they are loved. I believe in a world without junk email and forwards, with school dances every Friday night, and where the Sox will win it all. Yes, I believe we can build a better world. Alfred Lord Tennyson wrote, "'Tis not too late to seek a newer world. It is not too late for us to build a better one. We are the first graduating class of the 21st century, and I congratulate you and thank you. As my final act as president of the class of 2000, I will now pass the Attleboro High School time key to the president of the class of 2001, Jared Pietrella. Jared, please come forward. When I was in 8th grade, I befriended a custodian by the name of Ray. Ray would traditionally swipe a few rolls from the lunch ladies and drop them off at my table as my friends and I waited to be called up to get lunch. On the last day of school in 8th grade, I went back to the kitchen to say goodbye to Ray and the lunch ladies, who had also become quite close with. Ray shook my hand, looked me in the eye, and said, "Give him hell up there, kid." I did my best to respect those wishes, and Jared, I will expect the same from you. Congratulations. Class of 2000, it has truly been an honor to be the president of this class over the past 4 years, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. On behalf of your advisors and officers, congratulations and Godspeed.
Thank you, David. Last Tuesday evening, over 100 scholarships were awarded to seniors continuing their education next fall at colleges, universities, vocational, and technical schools. At this time, I am pleased to present the Metcalf Scholarships. Helen W. Metcalf was a former teacher of English at Attleboro High School and one of the founders of the Prairian Club. Louis P. Metcalf, in appreciation of this remembrance of his sister by the Prairian Club, established a trust fund. The Helen W. Metcalf Prizes, established in 1919, are presented each year to the members of the graduating class having the highest average in 3 years in disciplines of English, math, science, social studies, and foreign language. In addition, there is also a Metcalf Prize for overall academic excellence. As Aristotle once said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. The AHS Learning Community is pleased to present the Metcalf Scholarships to the following individuals who have developed excellence as a habit of mind. In foreign language, the second prize Metcalf Award goes to Tamara Husford. The first prize Metcalf Foreign Language Award goes to Bonnie Maloney. The Metcalf Second Prize Award in Science goes to Eric Alsfeld. The first prize Metcalf Award in Science goes to Paul Nelson. Social Studies, second prize Metcalf Award goes to Christopher Nelson. Social Science, second First place award goes to Matthew Carl. And now for mathematics. The second place Metcalf Award goes to Matthew Lowe. The first prize in mathematics goes to Jason Quimby. The overall academic excellence award, second prize goes to Miss Angela Miller. The first place prize in overall academic excellence goes to Evan Silberhorn. Congratulations, Evan. And now the English prizes, which we choose to save last because Miss Metcalf was an English teacher. And these are very coveted awards. Our second prize goes to Caitlin Driscoll. Last but not least, the first place prize in English goes to Amy McCarthy. Congratulations to all our Metcalf Award winners. The formal acknowledgement of a student's successful completion of high school is embodied in the presentation of a diploma. School committee members, past and present, will now present diplomas to the class of 2000. I would like to call upon Jackie Romanecki, school committee chairperson, to present the first group of diplomas. Yes, we're on this side this year. Anything to confuse us. Again, in keeping in tradition, the first diplomas go to our class officers for the class of 2000. Mr. David Murphy, class president and senior student council president. James Freeman, class vice president. Ryan Hickey, class secretary, class marshal, senior student council secretary, and diploma of academic distinction. Kyle Withers, class treasurer, senior student council vice president, senior student representative to school council and school committee, and diploma of academic distinction. Jason Quimby, valedictorian and the diploma of academic distinction. Evan Silberhorn, salutatorian and diploma of academic distinction. Caitlin Driscoll, class essayist. Taisha Abramson. Joan Alame. Eric Alsfeld, Diploma of Academic Distinction. Andrea Amaral. Katie Andrew, Diploma of Academic Distinction. Richard Antunes. Marina Aguino, foreign exchange student from Brazil. Michael Aruda. Carl Avero. Landon Bailey. Nicholas Bailey. Jason Baptiste. Scott Barrett. David Barstas. Jessica Beaupre. Joel Beauregard. Alana Berman. Tiffany Beeland. Nicholas Benedetti. Christopher Benson. Michelle Berard. Craig Burlow. Brad Bissett. Sarah Bixby. I'd now like to ask Betty Blackman, former school committee member, Betty Blackham, to award the diploma to Tracy Blackham. Please, Betty. Thank you. Jason Babola. Jolene Boo. Crystal Bouffard. Aaron Bouvier. Danielle Boyles. Joshua Bray. Amber Bregnard. Gregory Brillon. Joy Brousseau. Kimberly Brown. Kristen Brown. Sean Bryant. Susan Bubendorf. Thank you, Mrs. Romanecki. And next, to assist in presenting diplomas, Mr. David Carter, school committee chairperson. Sonia Burgess. James Butler. Nicholas Cassisi. Jason Kane, Senior Student Representative to SAC State. Michael Camara. Dara Cameron. Cassandra Cannon. Cynthia Cowett. Lauren Caponegro. Matthew Carl. Michael Carter. Derek Case. Kevin Case. Elizabeth Catadol. Jerome Chan. Jason Chicoine. Sareth Chow. Samban Chuk. Tina Cintron. Cassandra Cole, Jessica Collette, Dennis Conlin, Marco Costa, Heather Corsi, Melissa Creamer, Michael Cupertino, Nancy Curran, Derek Cutler, Sean Daly, Brian Da Silva, Heather Davey, Genevieve Davis, Pot Deng, Sean Diaruda, Matthew Derby, Wayne Derby, James Desper, William DeTore, Yvette Diaz, Josh Diddick, Tiffany Dillon, thank you, Mr. Carter.
Thank you.
And I would like now to introduce Mr. Richard Correa. Adam Dorenzo, Neil Donahue, Senior Student Council Historian, Kristen Dorrance, Kim Lang Dong, Heather Doofus, Hillary Dunlap, Brandon Dunning, Jeffrey Elderkin, Derek Elliott, Mark Ethier, Julie Fernald, Katie Fitzgerald, Jennifer Fleming, Joseph Flynn, Sean Foley, Adam Fontenot, Tabitha Forrest, Charlotte Fredette, Michael Freeman, Allison Frenier, Sherry Gabery, John Gagney, Steve Gagney, Timothy Gagney, Nicole Gagnon, Joseph Gallagher, Katie Gallagher, Brooke Gardner, Brad Goodrow, Kelly Gendro, Chad Germain, Christopher Gibson, Michelle Jaguar, Benjamin Glassman, Courtney Gould, Derek Goulet. And if we can have Mrs. Romanecki join us again to present one additional diploma. Michelle Grenier. Corey Griffith. Derek Gross, Senior Student Council Treasurer. Michael Hagopian. Nicholas Halco. Amanda Hanlon, Diploma of Academic Distinction. Samantha Hanlon. Victor Hardman. Bethany Harrop. Matthew Hazelhurst, Diploma of Academic Distinction. I'd like to thank Mr. Correa and now call upon Diane Mangiarotti. Ahmed Hagazi. Chunglei Heng. Katie Henriksen. Christopher Hirsch. Joshua Hudson. Nicholas Honeycutt. Megan Hood. Tamara Hosford, Diploma of Academic Distinction. Christopher Hoyt. Rebecca Hughes. Pollyanna Hout. Lauren Jakes, Diploma of Academic Distinction. Russell Jameson. Sean Janicki. Paul Gerard. Jill Johnson. Matthew Johnson. Alexis Karagonis. Lisa Carroll. I would now like to call upon Gerald Keene, former member of the school committee, to present the diploma to Sarah Keene. Sarah Keene. Kristen Kennedy. Megan Kerr. Kun Kiev. Natasha Kurtz. Robert Lebrecq. Nicholas LaJoy. John Lamb. Jessica Langle. Jay Langlois. Bethany Lanou. Danielle Laplume. Crystal Lapointe. Brian Lauren. Don Larson. Michelle Lavoie. Sherry Lavoie. Tanya Layton. Jill Leach. Sophia LeBlanc. Vivian Leclerc. Peter Leclerc. Kristen Legari, Diploma of Academic Distinction. Lisa Langer. Michelle Letellier. Benjamin Liston. Seth Lopes. Thank you, Mrs. Mangiarotti. I'd now like to call upon Ms. Patricia Knox, Dean of Students for Grade 12, and Fritz Gorst, School Committee.
Matthew Lowe. Megan Lynch. Stephen McLeod. Michael Madden. Ryan Maha. Kelly Mahoney. Receiving the Diploma of Academic Distinction, Bonnie Maloney. Angela Manning. Albert Manton. Peter Marchand. Brad Martin. She's not here. Colleen Massey. Jonathan McCaffrey. Alexandra McCarthy. Receiving the Diploma of Academic Distinction, Amy McCarthy. Moses McDermott. Brian McDonald. Sandra McDonald. Jennifer McDuff. Ryan McGill. Derek McGovern. Laura McMillan. Jason Medeiros. Suhain Madero. Jessica Mendizabal. Our foreign exchange student from Germany, Dorothy Merker. Courtney Messier. Kendra Meyer. Receiving the Diploma of Academic Distinction, Angela Miller. Megan Miller. Ryan Miller. Sarah Minutely. Jamie Miranda. Katie Moore. Craig Morse. Paul Morse. Robert Mulhern. Keith Murray. Patrick Nadeau. Matthew Nash. Receiving the Diploma of Academic Distinction, Christopher Nelson. Also receiving the Diploma of Academic Distinction, Paul Nelson. Receiving the Diploma of Academic Distinction, Molly Nguyen. Denise Nichols. Jason Nordberg. Sayan Nove. Joshua Nunes. Matthew O'Boyle. Ryan O'Donnell. Robert O'Keefe. Hannah O'Neill. Ashley Okino. Jason Osterly. Casey Oliveira. Sokui Orr. Thank you, Mr. Gorst. Could Mrs. Jane Larkin please assist with the next set of diplomas? Thomas Orecchio. Travis Ouellette. Joseph Owens. Mark Owens. Andrea Paiva. Glenn Palmer. Jill Paquette. Andrew Parker. Andrew Parker. Beth Parkinson. Bhavin Patel. Kimberly Paul. Katie Peterson. Marlon Perez. Brandon Peralt. Jessica Pestana. Longdi Fee. Savuth Fee. Ravi Pitch. David Pimentel. Stacy Pimentel. Danielle Pittman. Ryan Plant. Eric Plog. South Pawn. Sarah Powers. Christy Jo Preston. Michael Provost. William Quinlan. Stephen Rainville. Emily Rancourt. Elizabeth Ray. Abraham Ray. Kimberly Redland. David Renoni. Cheryl Bruder. James Rice. Kurt Rosati. Arlene Rivera. Edward Roberts. Receiving the Diploma of Academic Distinction, Robert Robinson. Kevin Rocha. Pamela Rogers. Gregory Rotundi. Christina Ryan. Alex Salazar. Arif Samasia. Amanda Sanford. Vanek Sao. Our foreign exchange student from Germany, Christine Schimmel. Christopher Schott. Colleen Scott. Sofana Siang. Thank you, Mrs. Larkin. Will Mr. James Hanley, member of the school committee, please come forward? Erica Shaw. Garrett Shaw. Heather Schultz. Yorn Sim. Jenny Smith. Receiving the Diploma of Academic Distinction, Noah Smith. Edith Smooth. Shannon Snyder. Savan Soth. Kathleen Springer. Lauren Spurrier. Srey Reth Srang. Amber Stevens. Brian Sullivan. Rosaline Somerville. Ryan Surgeons. Jason Svay. Tanya Sweet. Corey Tabor. Anthony Tansey. Matthew Taylor. Carissa Temple. Jessica Thompson. Felix Tirado. Anthony Tribuco.
Yeah, Tribuco!
Christopher Tramontano. Receiving the Diploma of Academic Distinction, Julie Tremaine. Tara Trinidad. Shawnee Uth. Thomas Farada. Kate Vidido. Jesse Villanove. Kelly Viveris. Tracy Viveris. Kenneth Walker. Paula Waterman. Chad Waters. Franklin Wenhold. Megan Whalen. Anthony White. Michael White. Ryan White. Matthew Wilding. Courtney Wilk. Brian Williams. Rebecca Wilson. Jessica Wiswall. Scott Woodside. Laura Wright. Joe Wild Shiriko. Two more. Amanda Wynn. Jonathan Young.
Thank you, Mrs. Knox. I would now like to call upon the Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Ronald Pacey.
Okay. Will the class stand, I guess? Principal Martin, administrators and faculty, and members of the Attleboro School Committee, I certify that the students before us have met the requirements for graduation from Attleboro High School. Congratulations.
If you will remain standing, please. The Alma Mater will be sung today by senior vocalists from the chorus. If I could ask the graduates of the class of 2000 to remain standing for the playing of the Alma Mater. Our heartfelt congratulations to our graduates. Go forth in the words of Henry David Thoreau. If one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live life which he has imagined, he will meet success in uncommon hours. Congratulations to the class of 2000.
1, 4.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, go.